Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans, for fans, of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the program this week. And I can promise you, no April Fool's jokes. We're all real on this show, plus couldn't think of anything. Joining me this week, as you just heard, it's Isreal Pacheco.
Yep. Yeah, we pretty good. We're not doing any April Fools, like episode. But it's funny though, looking for news stories.
Oh God.
To have on the show. There's been so many April Fool's stories today that it's been kind of crazy. But it's like a mixed feeling. Like sometimes you're like, oh, that's kind of funny if you forget it today, but now like everybody knows it's April Fool's, so they intentionally try to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was just reading on Twitter, I guess something from I don't know who it was, but Peter Moore, who's over at EA, wrote like an apology to Nintendo about something happened with the what's the engine Battlefield uses?
Frostbite.
The Frostbite engine. Something happened. I don't know if somebody ran a story that Frostbite is going to be on the Wii U or something, and he like sent out a tweet apologizing to Nintendo. So I don't know what's going on. So I guess the April Fool stuff has gotten a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, I think I saw that on IGN's list of April Fool stuff. Where was
yeah.
I had that up just like moments ago before we started recording too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was something like Battlefield 4 coming to the Wii U finally. Something
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Anyway. Frostbite
Wow.
actually working on it.
Wow, that's crazy. Now I can see why he sent out the apology. But the irony, he sent out an apology on April Fool's. But but speaking of April, well,
yes.
We're not there yet. Not there yet. 'Cause we got to do some trailer talk first, right?
No, Games of April first.
Oh, okay. Let's get that out the way then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which order we're going to do it in, but sounds good.
This is why we're not professional, folks.
Yeah, and you should have seen my notes. Because I put right next to Hercules, I put starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and next to TMNT, I put starring these nuts. So that's why I was trying to send it to you, to try to get you to mess up on on the air. But you said no, I already got it. So yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, let's dive into the Games of April. We're a little bit late doing it this time around since we missed last week's podcast recording. But hey, Games of April. So let's start. Releasing today on April 1st, we have Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, now releasing on Windows, PSN, Xbox Live Arcade, and the Wii U. We also have Goat Simulator on Windows. We have Mercenary Kings getting its PlayStation 4 release, and it's free on PlayStation Plus. And, of course, we have MLB 14 The Show on PS3 and PlayStation Vita. So the month is kicking off with a bang here.
What's a Mercenary Kings? I haven't heard much about it.
Did you ever play Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game? Or see it?
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah, it's by those guys. It's kind of a
cool
mashup between Borderlands, Borderlands, Metal Slug, and, well, like, the graphics of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool then.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. I was actually one of the people who actually backed their Kickstarter ages ago for the PC version, and now it's out on PlayStation 4, and it's a fantastic game. I cannot recommend it enough. We'll probably be doing some live streaming of that later on. So the other games we got here, we got Arkham Origins Blackgate now getting a, console and PC release.
Boo. I'm still salty over the glitch that I couldn't finish the damn game, but
yeah, I remember that now.
it's not that bad of a game though. It's a decent to good game if you're a fan of Batman and if you like those types of side-scrolling Metroidvania type of games. But
yeah, cool. We have MLB 14 The Show, which is amazingly enough an exclusive sports game
Mm-hmm.
on the PlayStation platforms. I believe it's releasing next month for PS4, but you can get it for the PS3 or the PlayStation Vita.
Mm-hmm. The PS4 version, I'm interested in it just to see how it looks, just from a graphic standpoint.
Yeah, I've heard those
Not like
weird,
I'm gonna buy it, but it's just I just want to see how it looks.
yeah, I've heard those beard graphics are quite realistic.
Oh yeah.
And of course, we have Goat Simulator, which has been released finally.
I wish that was like on PlayStation 4 or like Vita or something. I don't know, because it looks funny.
Oh, it's great. I was playing it earlier, and it's just fantastic. I'll have something else to talk about that later on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. On the 3rd, we have the game that our friend Big Boss has been so excited for, Don Bradman Cricket 14,
Wow.
releasing on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Another cricket game?
Yep. This one has a career mode where you can create your own character.
Yo, I thought I was gonna say you create your own cricket. They should just go from sports cricket to just an actual cricket game. I think that would be more entertaining, honestly. Hey, they did Goat Simulator. They could do Cricket Simulator.
Yes, they could. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Today, on the 4th, we have probably the biggest release for the month, and that's The Elder Scrolls Online, releasing for Windows and Mac.
Mm. Yeah, it comes out on the consoles is it June?
Yep,
May?
June.
Okay.
Yeah, I got into the beta last month thanks to a friend, and the game played really well. I was actually impressed by it.
Hmm.
So, yep, that's...
Yeah, I'm interested in this eventually when it goes free to play.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I will not be picking this up for $15 a month.
Exactly. 60 and then $15 a month on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait a year down the line when it's free to play.
Or if you're in Canada, $70 up front and $15.
Oh yeah, because the prices went up for the PS4 games, right? Mm-hmm. And the console.
Yep. And, well, 360, Xbox One games as well.
Oh, okay.
Everything went up, basically.
Wow.
Sony was the only one who actually came in and said, yeah, it's going up. That's why they've gotten a lot of people.
At least they were, upfront about it.
Mm-hmm. On the 8th, we have Daylight, releasing for Windows and PlayStation 4. We have CanUK Sports Rivals for the Xbox One. Exclusive right there, folks. And we have Titanfall dropping onto the 360 at last. So,
if that makes it. If that makes that release date. They don't push it again and they're like, just go buy an Xbox One.
Please buy an Xbox One.
At this point, that's pretty much what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. So, I've heard decent things about Daylight, the survival horror game. Should be interesting.
Man, I keep confusing that with Dying Light.
Mm-hmm.
The
yeah.
open world game that's like Left 4 Dead meets Mirror's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Which I definitely want to check out that one. But this one I haven't seen much. I guess I just keep confusing the two. But CanUK Sports Rivals, I'm actually interested in that, but not at $60. Like that's a $30 game for me.
Does it come with another inflatable raft type thing?
No, but I am interested in it, honestly, since I thought the demo worked like really well for the Wave Race copycat that they have. Titanfall, of course, I've been enjoying that on Xbox One. I just don't know if they're gonna keep pushing it back. Hopefully the guys on 360 get it, but you never know.
On the 10th, we have Trials Frontier releasing for iOS. Trials mobile game. I'm sure that will do well.
That's weird, because isn't that game, heavy on control input?
I think so, yeah.
Working on a touch screen. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah. On the 11th, we have Disney Magical World, which I think is kind of an Animal Crossing type clone, coming out for the 3DS.
Hmm.
I'm sure Disney
That's
fans will be
kind of interesting.
Hmm.
I thought it was going to be like the Kinect game where you went around the park.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh.
really sure. I think it's from what I saw somebody like fishing in that, so I'm assuming
Mm.
it's like Animal Crossing. On the 14th, we have Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn finally releasing on the PlayStation 4. Another MMO that we're all waiting to go free to play, which will never go free to play because it's Square Enix. Uh, Coming up on the 15th, note about Final Fantasy XIV, if you have the PS3 version, you're getting this one for free.
That's cool.
hmm on the 15th, we have 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil launching on PS3 and Xbox 360. Conception 2, Children of the Seven Stars for PlayStation Vita and 3DS. Mobius, Empire Rising, coming out for Windows and Mac. And War of the Vikings, out for Windows.
None of that really interests me out of all those games.
Conception 2 for me because it's a JRPG. So
No, of course. I
done
think I
by
saw that on Amazon recently. Like I was just browsing through Vita games.
yeah.
It was coming soon and that popped up. So
hmm Yeah, I'm interested. It's done by Atlas, I believe. So the Persona, well, the guys who give us Persona, not necessarily the Persona
the
team,
Persona
but
team. Okay.
um, okay. So let's move on. The 16th, we have Trials Fusion releasing for Xbox Live Arcade, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. The Trials game finally releasing on a PlayStation system.
And probably the first time I'll be playing it too.
Same here.
Not that I didn't have it on previous generations. I just never got around to playing it. I think I might have bought it like way back in the day in some of those like holiday sales on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
And I just never played it. I know for sure I have that one disc that brings like Limbo, the first Trials, and Splatterhouse. Is it not Splatterhouse? Explosion, man.
Okay.
It's completely different than Splatterhouse. What the hell was I thinking? But yeah, I'll probably check this out eventually. I don't know if I'll pick it up this month because I went way over my budget this month in terms of shit I bought. But
No, the
I think I'm gonna go pretty lean this month and not buy much, if anything at all. I'm gonna try to, which I set a goal and like my best friend's already like, hi, got you. I'm gonna be sending you deals through text messages from Cheap Ass Gamer just to mess with you. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, I'm going to try and stick clear of things as well. I'm interested in Trials Fusion. I have the last one on PC, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I'll be happy to actually play one on a PlayStation platform for once.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll eventually be on PS Plus.
Yeah, that's
That's
what I'm
that's
kind
like one of the things that I'm like, should I get it or should I just wait a few months
of.
and it'll end up on PS Plus? So.
Yeah. So moving on to the 18th, we have Tropico 5 releasing for Windows, Mac, Linux, and the Xbox 360. Those have been good games from what I've heard. I think I have most of them on Steam, but just haven't played them.
Yeah, I haven't played any of them. Are they like Civilization? That are they like that type of game?
I think they're kind of like that, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
I know you play as a dictator trying to, run your city or whatever. So maybe something between that and SimCity.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the 22nd, we have Demon Gaze releasing for the PlayStation Vita. It's an NIS game. Go buy it.
Yeah, that's probably high up on your list of buying next month. Well, this month already.
Yeah. It's the only game right now that I do have pre-ordered for this month. Something because I got the limited edition off the website.
Oh, of course.
Hey, I
NIS
gotta support
#1
NIS.
fan.
So. All right, moving onwards to the 24th, we have Trials Fusion releasing on Windows. So we talked about that earlier. Releasing on the 25th, we have Dark Souls 2 finally getting its Windows release, and NES Remix 2 releasing on the Wii U.
Wow, is that the only Wii U release this month? Oh man.
Well, we did have Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate earlier.
Well, yeah, that's true, but that's kind of a older game, like
Yeah,
a re-release. But
true, but yeah,
oh, that
this is the
sucks.
only like exclusive game for the Wii U this month.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the 29th, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, releasing on the PS3, and we have The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the game, releasing on Windows, PS3, PS4, Wii U, Xbox 360, Xbox One, 3DS, Android, and iOS. Every fucking thing except for the Vita.
Yeah, that is a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm actually
Spider-Man knows how to get around.
good one. I'm actually kind of interested in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because from what I've heard, they're actually releasing like a physical release, but it's going to be very limited, and it's only going to be available through Amazon.
Okay.
So you know those games that have like limited releases, like if you don't get them within a few months of their release, you're pretty much screwed because you're going to be paying out ass on eBay or resellers.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazing Spider-Man's being done once again by Beanox, which they did Shattered Dimensions. They did the sequel to that. I can't remember the name. Then they did the first Amazing Spider-Man game. The only one of those that I played was Shattered Dimensions, which I thought was cool in concept. It just kind of missed in terms of its delivery with some strange camera controls and just regular controls for the game. I had some issues with it, but overall, I thought the concept was really cool.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm actually really interested in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. There was a video of it that went up on the PlayStation blog there.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, though.
And it actually looks really good.
Oh, really?
They seem to improve, like, the web swinging mechanic where, it's not, he's not attaching his webs to, invisible, mysterious clouds or objects this time. He's actually attaching to buildings again.
Oh.
So if there's nothing around, you can't swing. So they're actually going back to, like, what the Amazing Spider-Man 2, not the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but
the
Spider-Man 2 game that came out ages ago, which was, like, the best Spider-Man game ever. So, yeah, I'm actually quite interested in that now.
Yeah, that's probably one of those games I'll check out, like, maybe summer, when there's, like, a lull in gaming. Because right now there's still a lot from, the first couple of months of this year that I got to catch up on. But I know by June there's probably going to be, like, a lull, and that'll be a cool game to pick up. When does the movie come out? Is it next month?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll come out, right around the time of the movie. So.
All right, and finally here on the games of the month, we have on April 30th, Child of Light, releasing for Windows, PS3, PS4, Wii U, 360, and Xbox One. The Ubisoft-inspired JRPG game, which looks absolutely beautiful.
I really like the graphics in this game because it's using the Rayman engine. So
yeah, the Rayman Legends engine looks really great for this game, just because it looks like a painting come to life.
And I'm not, I'm not a RPG guy, but this definitely has my interest. And I didn't know it was coming out this month. I thought it was going to be like May or June.
Nope, so you got one more thing to buy this month.
Yeah, I'm trying to eliminate as many things as possible. But I probably could cheat since it's like the last day. How many days are in April? Is it 31 or 30?
30.
Okay. Then immediately the next day I could buy it.
There you go.
Oh, man. But yeah, it looks really cool. I really like the art style. And I'm hoping, more companies do this type of game, on a smaller scale with a really nice art style. Of course, Ubisoft is doing the other game that's using the Rayman Legend. I can't remember the name of that one.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah, it's like the one with, it has like the whole, is it World War I or II, like the war vibe. I can't remember. But yeah, that one's looking good too.
Mhm.
So that's it for
Yeah,
April.
that's the games of April. Quite a month. Not as bad as March, though.
Oh no, March was. Ugh. Next month is gonna be good though.
Yes,
With
yes, it will be.
Watch Dogs, Wolfenstein, Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be some good stuff next month.
Yep. All right, so let's move into our next section here, which is trailer talk, and we've got 2 trailers to talk about this week. The first off is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Kratos, I mean Hercules.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought. I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly what I thought when I saw the trailer. When I saw like the Hydra, I guess it is. It looks like the Hydra coming out the water.
Yep,
I
it
was
is
like,
the
this
Hydra.
is a God of War right here, or the closest thing we'll get to a God of War movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I have mixed feelings about it. Like, there's some stuff that looks cool, and then there's some stuff that looks cheesy.
Yeah.
So, like, I am Hercules at the end. Like, why did he have to say that? But and some of the scenes that they showed from the movie kind of reminded me of the Scorpion King for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Which I enjoyed the movie. You know, it's not the greatest movie ever, but I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more optimistic about this movie.
Mm.
Like it could go either way. Like it could be bad, and I'm a fan of The Rock, both as a wrestler and as an actor on the films that he puts out. You know, he's been in the Fast and the Furious movies. Those are just some blockbuster popcorn films. Some people don't like them.
Yeah.
Some people really enjoy them. I enjoy them. They're just fun action movies. So, what do you think about this trailer?
I was looking forward to this movie a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really not sure anymore after the trailer, to be honest with you. It's like you said, it looks really cheesy, but in a way it could be good for that. But
it could be like Conan the Barbarian. Like that's cheesy, but it's still
it was good.
Fun movie. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested, but really cautiously.
Yeah, I gotta say, after the trailer, I'm still optimistic, but before I saw the trailer, I think I was more hyped to see the movie than after I saw the trailer, which usually isn't a good sign.
Yeah.
But I'm still optimistic about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I'm going to check it out in theaters just because I like The Rock's movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. And the second trailer we have to talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We finally got our first look at the Michael Bay produced Turtles movie.
And I don't think it looks as horrible as we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's like, this doesn't look that bad anymore.
It doesn't look horrible. Like, it looks like it's something that's watchable.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw the trailer, I'm like, what is this? Like the Dark Knight version of the Turtles? Because everything's like really serious. When they're beginning, they're like the cities and chaos and destruction and all this stuff. Is this Man of Steel again? Or the Turtles going to destroy Metropolis? And the Turtles, at least for me growing up, the incarnation that, I'm most familiar with is the cartoon series.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the video games associated with it and the original Turtles movies. I was never a fan of the comics. Well, I could say I just never got into them. And as far as I know, the comics were grittier and they were darker than the television series. But at the same time, they were somewhat of a parody of the comics at the time, like The Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been confusing how they've, the different incarnations of the Turtles. You have very serious stories in the comics, but it's, somewhat of a parody. And then you have the cartoon series, which is completely cheesy and campy, but really fun because I grew up on it. And the first few live action films I enjoy. I own those movies because I think they're pretty good. My favorite will probably be the first one.
Yeah.
but I still enjoyed the other two
Hmm.
as live action films. And now this one's coming out. They're not using suits like they were in the first live action movies.
Hmm.
They're using CGI,
Yep.
and like you could tell it's CGI. That's
I
kind
don't
of
necessarily think that's a bad thing, though.
yeah, yeah. It's not like wouldn't necessarily want them to be in suits per se,
Hmm.
but I think this was another issue with the trailer we were just talking about, the Hercules movies. There was a lot of CGI, and some of it looked kind of fake.
Yep.
I don't know if it's because I was watching it on the screen, and there's some movies like you watch and you see the CGI and you're like, wow, that looks real.
Hmm.
Like people give Michael Bay crap about the Transformers films, but at least for me, when I first saw the original Transformers film, in terms of the special effects, like it blew my mind.
Hmm.
I was like, how did they do this?
Yep.
Even if the subsequent films weren't as impressive or they weren't as good in my opinion,
Hmm.
but I don't know, it kind of looks off for me. Like lately, there's been a lot of movies that use like a lot of CG, and
Hmm.
I'm more of a fan of like I guess the practical effects
Yep.
than CG. CG is good, no get me wrong, but it's just kind of like it's fake,
Hmm.
like that type of feel. But in terms of the trailer, like I was saying, it feels like they're trying to go like the more serious route. There wasn't any like jokes in there or like you didn't.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. It looked like really dark all the way through, but the very ending kind
Yeah,
of gave us that bit of hope, that everything's
yeah.
not going to be that serious with
When they're going down
Mikey
the
pulling off
slopes.
his little joke and the slopes
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
And of course, Megan Fox is playing April O'Neil,
Hmm.
which is probably the most attractive iteration of April O'Neil, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the best one.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have the same hair color that she did in the cartoon series.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It like both of these trailers, it's like going into the Hercules trailer, I was really hyped, and then I kind of came down on it.
Yep.
And then going into the TMNT trailer, I was really low, and I went kind of up on it. So I'm kind of in the middle for both.
Hmm.
I'm kind of like, they could both go either way,
Yep.
but it's not as bad. I was trying to understand the origin story that they're trying to tell because it seems different.
Hmm. Yeah,
In terms
they're...
of the turtles, I guess they're like science experiments this time around.
Well, at least they're not aliens like they were going
Yeah,
to
it seems like they're gonna be like weapons, like military weapons, or something like that. They always do that in these movies,
Hmm.
like weapons gone wrong or awry or whatever.
Yep.
But I might actually check this out now after seeing the trailer.
Hmm. Yeah, same here. All right, so with that done, let's dive into our news stories of this week, in which we have 3 here to talk about. 2 interesting, 1 what the fuck. So let's dive into the first one here, and why don't you take it away, Israel?
All right, so our first gaming news story here is one that's kind of exciting for me personally because I haven't played either of these games in this series, and that is the Metro series. Metro 20. I was going to say 30. 2033 is it? The original one, and then Metro Last Light are coming to next-gen consoles, both the
Yay!
PS4 and Xbox One. And this is really cool because I was actually on the hunt for Metro 2033 recently,
Hmm.
but it's kind of expensive because it was a Xbox 360 exclusive. It never came out on the PS3.
Hmm.
So around the time Last Light came out, the price just skyrocketed because it was a THQ game also.
Yeah.
And they're no longer around. But Deep Silver owns this property, so it's really cool. And I heard that the PC version of Last Light was amazing
Hmm.
in terms of all, the graphic capabilities and like the atmosphere of the game and like the smoke and the environment. Like, it felt really real, but I just never checked it out on the consoles because I said if I wanted to play the best version, I would wait for it. And there's been a rumor for a while that Last Light was going to come to next gen.
Mhm.
But, Deep Silver has confirmed that both games are coming in a bundle. They haven't said the price yet, but it's supposed to happen, sometime this year. They said wait for E3, so
Mhm.
they could officially reveal. So this will be cool. Even if it comes out at full price, $60, that's great for two games that are
Yeah.
essentially the remastered or definitive edition, like Tomb Raider. But this is cool because I've always wanted to check both games out. I know Metro Last Light was a PS Plus game
Yep.
last month or the month before, but I waited on it because there was rumors circulating about this, and I was like, I really want to play the next gen version with all the cool physics effects and the environment and all that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this as well. I own both games on Steam, and I picked up Last Light for free on PlayStation Plus. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in checking this out. And if it releases over the summer when there's nothing else out, you know what? That might be a buy for me.
It'll be perfect. Like we were talking about Spider-Man, that I was going to wait probably until the summertime to pick it up. This would be perfect if they come out at E3 and they're like, here's our game, it's out in 2 weeks, or it's out next month. Like in July, normally there's nothing in July.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah.
And speaking about games coming out on next-gen systems, it's being rumored now, though Sony won't confirm or not, that The Last of Us is coming to the PlayStation 4, according to a Sony Eurasia executive. So, yeah, this makes perfect sense for them to bring it out on the PlayStation 4. All it needed was, it looks beautiful right now on the PS3, so they don't really need to upgrade that much for a PlayStation 4 version. Plus, this would sell PlayStation 4s for people that, don't have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 3 for that matter.
Mm-hmm. It seems kind of interesting because one of the big games that they were promoting for, I forgot the name, PlayStation Now, right, was The Last of Us, right?
Yep.
In their promotional trailers and at events and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So them re-releasing it, it's kind of strange in a way. But for me personally, this will be perfect. I haven't played this game yet, which is a crime.
Yes, yes it is.
Punishable by death. But yeah, and especially as it just doesn't make sense from being, a fan of the PlayStation brand, a fan of Naughty Dog, not playing this yet. There's no reason. I have no excuse, but I'm definitely not going to play it if this version's coming out. I want to play the best version possible. If it comes out on PS4 with enhanced graphics, just playing it on the PlayStation 4 controller just would be a buy in itself.
Yeah.
But, since it's going to include supposedly the Left Behind DLC and whatever else DLC there's out, maybe I think there's like multiplayer related DLC that's out.
Yep.
Yeah, I would look forward to this. I don't know if they're going to wait and announce it at E3, that they're re-releasing this in August or July or something. I hope it's sooner than that, because after May, there's nothing as far as we know until August, September. September, I know for sure with Destiny.
Well, August has The Evil Within.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The new Shinji Mikami game. That one I'm kind of interested in, but yeah, there's going to be a couple dry months in terms of the next-gen releases. So this will be perfect if they time it properly. If they wait till the end of the year to re-release this, it'd be a missed opportunity, in my opinion.
Yep. All right, so let's dive into our final news story here. So, what did Facebook do?
So Facebook has bought Oculus Rift for $2 billion. $2 $2 billion.
And for the last week and a half, the internet has rioted pretty much.
Yeah, the internet has exploded because of this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I honestly cannot wait to view my Facebook updates in first person, because that's going to be so bloody exciting. But as Marcus Beer, the Annoyed Gamer, spoke about on his last live show, this probably might not be a very bad thing at all. This could be actually quite good because, Facebook has the power to market this thing out to a massive audience of people. But
I'm wondering, what are their intentions of purchasing this? Because I'm not like on the fence of,
to own the soul of John Carmack.
Because on one hand, you have people that are like, this is terrible. Then on the other hand, you're like, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm as well. I'm one of those people that like, I'm not going to condemn it. I'm not going to praise it. I'll stay like Sweden, be neutral, and just wait to see what happens. Though I have to say, one of the best quotes I think I saw came from this was Notch, the creator of Minecraft.
Oh.
And him saying, like, they've completely dropped support now for the Oculus Rift for Minecraft simply because he finds Facebook creepy. Which, honestly, it is in a lot of regards.
It's funny because, when was it? A couple weeks ago, I was on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like they're constantly asking you information. Like, they're like, where do you work? Where did you go to school? What's your social security number is the next fucking question they're going to ask you. Like, it's gotten to that point, honestly. I have stuff like my school and things like that, or college or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to find somebody nowadays. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can meet somebody, say, like, at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And you just meet them, their first name, you Google their name, not Google, but you Facebook their name and the restaurant, and then they come up. You know what I mean? It's really creepy, like, how connected we are nowadays as a society, but and Oculus buying, not Oculus, but Facebook the other way around. That'd be funny. Oculus buys Facebook. Facebook buying Oculus is interesting because, the whole virtual reality, like, world, like, social, think about it, like a social network built on virtual reality. Like, you just log in by putting on, the headpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And you log in, and then you talk to your friends or their avatars, and then you search the internet and things like that. So it's interesting.
I just got the perfect image in my head. I know what they want to do now with the Oculus Rift. They want to make a first-person version of PlayStation Home. That's exactly what they want to do.
Exactly. That's what I've been thinking about, actually, the whole PlayStation Home. It might be something like that. It might not fail as miserably as PlayStation Home, which I've actually gone in maybe twice since its launch. I think right at the beginning when it first launched, and I'm like, this is stupid. And then they were doing some promotional stuff leading up to the PS4, where if you did the sequence of events, you would unlock, like, the original Twisted Metal, the original Warhawk, and another game, and I got all those because they were like the PS classics, and I could play them on Vita. But it would be something like PlayStation Home, but like in a virtual space. And I haven't tried an Oculus Rift. I've been dying to try one, but nobody that I know has one, or like there's no conventions around me that have the Oculus on display. But supposedly it's amazing, and it's like a game changer. And on one hand, sure, it is, positive. There's a lot of positives from this piece of hardware in terms of education and gaming and interaction between humans. But at the same time, it's kind of scary because thinking of just putting this headset on and just completely escaping,
Mm-hmm.
it's strange because nowadays, of course, we all escape as gamers. We play a game, we get hooked, we escape for those, few hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's still a disconnect between that. Like you're in front of a television with a controller. This is like you're almost in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the next step in gaming, in my opinion, because at this point we just have the inputs, the TV and the controller. But when you're actually in the game, it's, a paradigm shift. It's really crazy. I still can't understand how the Oculus Rift is so amazing. Like, I guess it's just a piece of technology. Like everybody says, you just have to try it. Like every time I hear somebody talk about it, I'm trying to visualize how this is gonna work. It just boggles my mind. Maybe it works like a vivid dream, like when you're having a dream and it feels like you wake up in your dream. That feeling, and then everything feels so realistic. Maybe it's something like that. If it's like that, then that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's dangers for this, but I don't want to get into all that because it seems like I'm being negative about it. But overall, I think this is good for Oculus.
Yep.
It'll make this product, more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they want to distance themselves with it and not enforce, some type of Facebook connection.
Mm.
But maybe down the line, they're like the only social network that'll work with it will be like the Facebook network on the Oculus Rift. Like they'll create like what we've been talking about, a PlayStation Home-esque world, but with Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's kind of sad is that this news comes out, what is it, like 2 weeks after Project Morpheus?
It was like not even that. It was like a week after.
So when I heard this, the first thing I thought was, damn, Project Morpheus. Like, and that's exclusive to the PS4 and the PlayStation brand. And Oculus Rift is open, to the PCs. And now with Facebook, like, purchasing it, opens up even more opportunities. So Project Morpheus, I feel kind of bad for it.
Yeah. In a way, I could almost see this working out better for Morpheus in a way.
Maybe, oh, really?
I mean, Notch might be more inclined to
Well, that's true, because
the developers...
Yeah, now that you say it, because it kind of goes in line with the whole PlayStation philosophy right now of for the gamers.
Yep. So
essentially, Oculus Rift becomes a multimedia device that you could use for like education and browsing the internet, and maybe like a digital world social network that you could put yourself into, creating your avatar, etc. Yeah. And then all the gaming stuff is done on PS4 on Project Morpheus, which will be kind of interesting because then you have those two different paradigms. You have the gaming on one hand, and then the multimedia stuff on. That is kind of interesting now that I think about it. You're kind of right, because Notch will most definitely support the PS4 before he supports Facebook. And a lot of people have the, negative feelings to Facebook. I personally don't. I don't think it's, terrible, but it's kind of scary, as we were talking about earlier, about them asking every single detail, like, of your existence. Like, where were you born? What's your, your complete birth date, and where do you work, and what kind of car you drive. Like, it's kind of crazy. But anyway, overall, I think it's positive. And now that you mentioned the thing of, for example, Notch, we'll see how it turns out. Because I don't expect to see the Oculus Rift in-store shelves by the end of the year, even after the Facebook buyout.
Indeed, yeah. Okay, so with that done, it is time to dive into our been playing, been watching, and haven't been reading anything segment.
You're damn right.
All right, so you want to kick us off with one of the games you've been playing this week?
All right, so first game I got here on my list is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Last time we spoke, I talked about completing the main Ground Zeroes campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've completed that once again, under an hour. Uh, collected all the patches, which unlocked the PlayStation exclusive Deja Vu mission,
Mm-hmm.
which I also played, and then I played the other 4 side missions, and they were all really fun. I think they're really cool. The game's getting a lot of hate because of its short length, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, I had fun with it. I think it controls great. It feels like an evolution to Metal Gear as a series. I don't want to spoil one of the missions, but it's kind of funny if you're a fan of the series. Who you have to rescue in
Mm-hmm.
one of the missions. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really damn funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a friend of mine showed me a picture.
Yeah, if you have me like added on PSN, I posted a screenshot of that moment because I thought it was pretty
Okay,
damn funny.
cool. The first game I have on my list here is Infamous Second Son.
Mmm.
Uh, Played the game twice.
Damn. It just came out last week.
Yep, I have. I've actually platinumed it as well.
Mm.
Uh, I have to say, extremely good. Um, the story could have used a bit of work, I will say that much, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, probably one of the best gameplay games that I have ever played. It was just so much fun using all the different types of powers, and yeah, I have, it was really good. So much fun running around and playing it through good and evil. It does feel different gameplay wise because you do get different like powers and abilities depending on which way you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the same powers but different like aspects of them you get. For example, like the neon power, if you go the good route, you're able to slow down time while you're aiming. You don't get that when you go the evil route, so kind of changes up the way you play depending on like good
Oh,
or
that's
evil.
pretty cool.
hmm Yeah, the powers are so much fun going around, and they're really unique and not something you would expect out of a superhero game.
Is it a long game?
Um, Not really. I would say you can get through it under 6 hours if you like just
Really?
just go through like the main story missions, but then of course you can clear out everything on like the top island and the bottom island of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So that will add on a bit more. I think my first playthrough it took me about I want to say about 12 hours or so,
Mm-hmm.
or probably more than that because I spent some nights just listening to podcasts and like clearing out sections.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not overly long if you just stick to the core story itself.
Okay.
hmm
It's not too bad. I haven't played it yet because I've been playing other stuff, but
Yeah.
it's definitely on my short list of games that I need to play like pretty soon.
Yeah, and it's an easy platinum to go for too. So.
Mm. I might give that a shot.
hmm
But the next game I got here is Hatsune Miku, which I spoke
Look
about
at you
last time
putting
we
on the
talked about.
crazy Japanese games instead of me.
So I finished it. I beat the game.
Nice.
I played through. I think it was 30 something. Is it 30 something or 40 something tracks
hmm
the game has, and it was really fun. There's a wide variety of music. There's some like slow jams type of music. There's
hmm
the upbeat techno. There's some like rock in it. There's some techno and rock mixes.
hmm
It was really fun, and I enjoyed the challenge. As I progressed through the game, I got kind of used to the controls because I remember talking about how it felt difficult for me last time that I spoke about it, but I kind of got used to it as I played through it, and it still felt challenging. I was playing it on normal, but it wasn't as difficult as I initially thought. And it's really fun, and I'm looking forward to the sequel now that that was announced, and that's actually going to get a physical release here in the States, unlike this version. But like I said last time we spoke, definitely recommend it if you're a fan of rhythm games. If you like quirky Japanese games, this is definitely one up there for you. Yeah, definitely recommend it. Looking forward to the sequel.
Cool, cool. It's been one on my list for sure. The next game I have here is, I didn't play much of it this past few days because, well, granted I've been playing like Infamous nonstop really, was Dark Souls 2. I dived back into that again and died and then turned it off again.
Died over and over and over.
Basically put, I need to level up a lot more or go a different route than what I've been going. However, I did go and check the death count again, and
oh damn,
the PlayStation 3 version right now.
Let me guess. 40 million.
Deaths worldwide, 133,972,007. That was from last night.
Wow.
And that's only the PlayStation 3 version.
I'm never playing that game. Never.
Should, it's awesome. So, not much to say about it, so back to you.
So, excuse me. Next game I got here is one that I'm really, really disappointed in, and that is Assassin's Creed Liberation on the Vita.
Oh no.
It was recently released on PS3 and Xbox 360 as a HD version. I'm a pretty big fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I've played through 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations. I started 3, haven't gotten through that yet. Looking forward to playing 4. So to get me back in the mood to play 3, I said, okay, let me play Liberation on the Vita. So I picked it up the other day. I put it in the Vita. You know, it does its usual updates. I start the game up. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these graphics? And I'm not like a graphics horror type of guy, but it just, the character models didn't look really good. And it didn't help that the game starts off in like a dream sequence. So there's like this hazy effect. So my first impressions of the game, I'm like, this game doesn't look too hot. And then, you know, I went through the dream sequence. Aveline eventually wakes up. The title screen, you know, goes when you get to the top of the tower, as usual with the Assassin's Creed games, and synchronize. And as I was playing, I started to get dizzy, which is something that never happens to me. I can't even remember the last game that got me dizzy. And it's because a combination of the graphical art style that looks very muddy and not too vibrant and clear, and the frame rate. To me, the frame rate had to be like around 20 or less frames per second. And I'm not the type of guy like, oh, I like to play 60 frames per second and 1080p. Like, that doesn't bother me. But this game got me dizzy. I had to stop playing it after 15, 20 minutes, and I never picked it back up.
Oh, wow.
Which is like really strange. And I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed series, so I was looking forward to playing an AC game on the portable, you know, on the go. If I was going over, you know, like a friend's house or a relative's house, I was going to take it with me, but that didn't pan out because I got dizzy. And I tried like searching the internet to see if anybody else had that issue with the game, and I couldn't find anything. So I just kind of felt stupid. I don't know if I just wasn't feeling too good that day or if the game actually got me dizzy because of the bad frame rate. Because when you move the camera around, it just kind of, it like stutters. It's not really smooth.
Yeah.
So that didn't help. I don't know. If anybody who's listening to this has played that game and has gone through that experience, let me know. Because I had a YouTube buddy, you know, reply to me on Twitter, TJ. He told me he had the same experience. Like, he played it for a few hours and then had to stop because it just was bothering him. But nobody else hit me up with a reply. So I guess nobody else had that issue, or they haven't played the game. So yeah, that's like my bummer of the week. Especially after buying it, I was all excited because I've been on a Vita kick, Hotline Miami, Hatsune Miku, beat both those. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get Assassin's Creed and play that and beat it. Nope, didn't happen. But I just got Dragon's Crown in the mail today, so
Nice.
that'll take the place of Assassin's Creed. Hopefully that shit doesn't get me dizzy, because if it does, I'm done.
I don't know, if you stare at the sorceress too long, you might.
Our humongous boobs. Oh my god.
Well, speaking of the Vita, I've got a Vita game on my list here next, and that's Fez.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, after doing that Let's Experience video, I knew I wanted to pick up the game on PSN just for the Vita alone. I mean, getting it for the PS4 and PS3 is a plus in itself, but yeah, I've been playing on the Vita, and God, that game is really nice on the Vita screen. Haven't necessarily done much of it yet. Rather confused on where I'm going. One of the people that follows here on the podcast and a fellow member of EpicBattleAxe.com, Joe Arnone, I just said his last name completely wrong, I'm sure, but Joe mentioned it to me, like, have a pen and paper ready. And after playing it for a little while now, I can honestly see why, because you can really get confused in that game of where you're going. But overall, oh, it's so beautiful, and just the style of it's great. And fuck Phil Fish for doing the old April Fool's thing today by saying he's back and Fez 2 is on the way. just had to get that in there.
Yeah, I bought that too. I had that, like credit from, they were running like a promotion for a couple weeks. That if you spent $60, you would get 10 back for PSN credit. So with the credit that I got, I bought that. I haven't played it yet. I just installed it earlier today, actually, on my Vita, because I was thinking about playing that version since I've been, on a Vita kick. I installed that. I installed, what's the name of that other game? SteamWorld Dig. Okay. Installed that on the Vita. Installed Thomas Was Alone, which was just on PS Plus. So a bunch of indie stuff. And, of course, Dragon's Crown.
Cool.
So, moving on. Oh, I kind of lost track. I thought I deleted all the stuff that I wrote down. The next game, Titanfall, as usual, still really fun. I actually got to play with a buddy of mine, Mike, from Sega CD Universe. He has a YouTube channel. And we got to play yesterday. We've been trying to play Titanfall together for the last few days, but either one day he wasn't available, I wasn't available, I was at work, or, he wasn't home. So we finally got to play. We only played one round because he was on his way out. But it was really fun, and the party system works really well now. I never tried the old party system, which I know a lot of people complained about on the Xbox One. But it works really well. Like, I just went into a party, created a game, invited him, and it invites him to the game and the party just like you did on the 360. So it works really well. We had a blast playing through that. We didn't play too much. Hoping to play some Dead Rising 3 with him because he said that game's co-op, like drop-in, drop-out co-op. And I haven't played that game yet. And he just got an Xbox One. I think last week he got the Titanfall bundle. He had been on the fence about, jumping into next gen. He had a bunch of Amazon credit, I think, from gift cards and stuff from Christmas. So, and I remember he had called me, I think it was a week before or 2 weeks before that, asking me what he should get. And I know he leans more to the Xbox brand. He doesn't have a PS3 or a PS4. He does have a Vita, and he really enjoys it. But he really likes his 360. He already has Xbox Live. He's already into that community. So I told him, hey, go with the Xbox One. Because as of right now, that was before Infamous came out. but at the time it was the one with the better exclusives.
Yeah.
He's just into the Xbox brand, so and nothing really on the PS4 interested him. So I was like, just pick up an Xbox One because I know you'll like that, and he's really enjoying it. So
Yeah, that's good.
And you got any other games you've been playing?
Yep, I've got 2 more on my list here. The next one I'll talk about is Thomas Was Alone that you mentioned there.
Oh, sweet.
I've played it on PC before. I actually did a Let's Play series onto it. But, yeah, love that game, so decided to replay it on the Vita, and I've collected all the trophies. Not that hard, but it was enjoyable, and it's a fun game just to play through again.
Yeah, I saw how it looks in terms of the art style, and it's funny because I was talking about Assassin's Creed, and see, I don't I don't mind because it has like a very, trying to think of the term or the word or phrase to describe it. It's very simple.
Yeah, very basic art style.
Exactly, very basic, very simple design. So yeah, I'm not a graphics whore. The last and final game I've been playing, which is kind of funny, because I didn't like this game when I played it months ago. That is Batman Arkham Origins on the PS3.
Ooh.
And I've been playing with the DualShock 4 because this game supports it. And I'm having a good time. I'm almost at the point I was on the 360 version last year when I played it. I'm right at the Deathstroke fight, which is really early in the game. And I have to say I'm enjoying it this time around. It still isn't as good in my opinion as, City or Asylum.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it more. The first time I played it, I wasn't really digging it. And I think it's because of the PS4 controller, honestly. It just feels really good playing a Batman game and doing that combat system with the DualShock 4.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't have, because it's not optimized for it. It doesn't have like the rumble features or anything. But it still just feels great. It feels great with the analog sticks moving Batman around, doing combat and all the other stuff, the triggers for, shooting all of Batman's different weapons. It feels it feels quite good. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to stick to that game, and hopefully once I beat that, I'll jump into Infamous. I'll probably play Dragon's Crown anyway.
Yeah.
Like on the side. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. It's kind of strange though on the PS3. There's been some slowdown, and I've noticed that more than on 360. Because when I played it on 360, I didn't notice that much slowdown. But for whatever reason, this version has more slowdown. I heard some people comment that after they released a patch, it actually didn't fix it, but made it worse. So I don't know if that's the case. So we'll see. I got it for a good price because it went on sale on Best Buy the other day, and I was like, I'll pick that up. I'm kind of in the mood to give it another shot, so I'm having fun with it.
Well, the last thing on my list is something completely different, and that's Batman Arkham Origins on the PC.
That's funny.
Yeah, like yourself. I managed to pick it up for a fantastic price off Steam because it went on sale for $10.
That's good.
Got the season pass for an extra $5, so I paid $15 altogether for it.
That's really good.
And I haven't gone far yet. I'm just like boarding the ship to find Penguin.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
very
like
early on.
Right before the Deathstroke fight, a little bit before that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how early I am into it, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. It hasn't really struck me as anything special yet, like I found from Arkham Asylum or City, like you said. Might be because I'm playing on PC this time around instead of my PS3, but yeah, I'm liking it. I'm not hating on it yet.
Yeah. It's not a bad game. I think I just needed it. That happens. Sometimes you play a game and you just don't feel it, and then you put it down. Come back, a few months later, and you're like, oh, this is fun. But like I said, I really think it's the DualShock 4 that's really helped it.
Yeah, I need to see if it actually works with the PC version.
I think it does because I remember Brent from Epic Battle Axe. I
Oh,
think he did a
yeah!
video, didn't he, on his YouTube channel
Right,
where
right, he did.
he got Origins on PC and then he tried it with his PS4 controller. So you should definitely try that out
Yeah, I will. I will now, for sure.
because it feels really good on that controller, and that just gets me even more excited for Arkham Knight later this year.
Oh, cannot wait
Oh
for that.
man, I cannot wait for that game. It's gonna
Alright.
be awesome.
Okay, so let's dive into what we've been watching this past week. I guess I'll get us started off with this one, and, well, Captain America is coming out this weekend, so...
I gotta go see that. I've been missing all those damn movies in the theater, so I definitely gotta go see that.
Yeah. So, as per always when a Marvel movie comes up, I try to marathon the previous ones beforehand. Unfortunately, due to work this time around, I've not been able to sit down and plow through all 8 movies at one time like I wanted to.
hmm
So I've been doing a few over the course of the past few days, and so far I've gotten through Captain America, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and The Incredible Hulk. I'll be probably doing The Avengers and Iron Man 3 after this podcast. But yeah, just going through those movies again. Love them. I can almost quote them off by heart now while watching them. So I think I can hit mute and just like know every single fucking line by this point.
hmm
But yeah, I've been rewatching through those and having just a fantastic time. Getting
That's pretty cool.
myself hyped up for Cap 2.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I've been watching a crap ton of WWE, WWE Network,
Mm-hmm.
Raw,
Yeah.
SmackDown,
Yeah.
Total Divas.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I had to throw that one in last. But yeah, it's the road to WrestleMania. I actually have to catch up on Raw because I was so tired yesterday. I didn't finish it, especially now that it's 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll catch up with that and Total Divas, which I missed the other night. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging all the storylines going into WrestleMania. That's this upcoming Sunday. I have off from work, which is awesome.
Sweet.
So I'm going to be watching the whole thing on the WWE Network. Hopefully it streams okay. There's no technical issues. But yeah, just been like really hooked on that, on everything wrestling related to WWE. Been watching the network with all their Legends of Wrestling shows. I always check like every few days to see if they've updated that. So it's super. It's a super good service in my opinion at this point. Like they got so much content. They're constantly updating it. It still needs some fixes here and there. At least now, if you leave something and come back, it'll start from the point you left off, like how Netflix does. So they added that feature. There's still no like queue feature, which I would really like. But yeah, it's been improving. I'm liking the service so far.
Cool, cool. The next thing on my list here is The Walking Dead, which
Oh
wrapped
yeah,
up
just
this past
finished,
week.
right?
Yep. It was an interesting way to end the season,
Mm-hmm.
but absolutely enjoyed it. Tense as fuck. A few what the fuck moments, and
Mm-hmm.
overall, really a great showing of Rick's character development, or how he's progressed from like when the prison started to like where they're at right now. Let's just say he's a fucking badass.
Wow.
So, if you haven't caught up yet, I highly recommend it.
I gotta catch up. Yeah, like I said, the season started out kind of strange for me. I lost interest, but I'll give it another shot. Hopefully when it comes on, maybe Netflix, maybe over the summer or something, they add it to there, or eventually when the season comes out on Blu-ray. But I'll definitely check it out and give it another shot. So the last and final thing that I watched over this past week, or I guess 2 weeks, is Akira, the anime film from 1988. Super, hyped up film. critical acclaim. It's considered one of the greatest anime films of all time. And I've never seen it before. I bought the Blu-ray, which is like the 25th anniversary edition, which I'm kind of disappointed in that it didn't have like more special features. It really didn't have much. For a 25th anniversary. You'd think they would do something new and talk about the impact of the film and sit down with the creator and all that. But it was all archival stuff from the DVD release from like over a decade ago. But the film is crazy. Like, it's nuts. I had to look up like the whole meaning of the film by the end of it, because it starts off, you know, like you could understand it, and then it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier until the end, and you're like, what the hell? But in terms of the visual presentation, like, it looks really good on Blu-ray. I really like the art style and how much detail there is to the world and the Neo Tokyo city. It looks really, really, really impressive for something that came out in 1988. The story was really good, even if I kind of lost it at the end. But then I looked
anime.
up.
You will lose
Yeah,
it.
I looked up some theories at the end of the whole concept of the film, and it's pretty deep. And I've seen, you know, and own another big anime film, Ghost in the Shell, and I think I enjoy Akira more than Ghost in the Shell. I think it's more entertaining because Ghost in the Shell, it's like very slow, has a very slow pace to it. Akira felt like more action oriented, even if it slowed down in parts where it was trying to tell, you know, the story and stuff towards the end. But I liked it, even if it was strange. It's like Ghost in the Shell that you watch it once and you're not going to understand it just by watching once. You have to watch it multiple times or go online and look up theories of what this means. But I don't think I was as confused as Ghost in the Shell. As Ghost in the Shell, the first time I watched it, I didn't know what the hell was going on. This, I don't think it was as bad. It's kind of crazier when you think about it, but I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it if you guys are fans of anime or just films in general. Check out Akira on Blu-ray. It looks really good, the transfer that they did.
Yep. So the last thing I got on my list is something the furthest away from anime that I can think of. That's, I started watching Season 3 of Republic of Doyle, which is
This?
It's a dramedy, basically, that takes
Googling it.
that takes place right here in, well, the town that I live in, of St. John's, Newfoundland. So it's absolutely cheesy, but such a fun show to watch, and just watching it and like looking like, oh, I've been there. I've seen that place around town, that sort of thing. But it's quite the fun show. It really is. And Season 3 opened up with a appearance by Russell Crowe in the episode, so...
That's random.
Yep, well, he was friends with one of the members...
Is he like Russell Crowe as Russell Crowe or as another character?
As another character.
Okay.
But yeah, he was friends with one of the members of Great Big Sea, which actually is a kind of recurring character on the show. So they managed to get Russell Crowe in for the Season 3 premiere way back when.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun show, cop, detective type deal. I would recommend it. I believe it's on Netflix. It is for Netflix Canada, anyway. I'm not sure about the US version.
Oh, they got 6 seasons.
Yep.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm looking it up to see. Sounds interesting.
If you can find it, give it a watch. You can see where I live.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll check it out if it's up on Netflix. You know, North American, not North American, Canada is part of North America, my dumbass. But, you know what I meant, the USA edition of Netflix.
Yep. So yeah, that does it for what I've been watching.
Same here.
Alright, and since we haven't been reading anything, let's dive into the shameless self-promotion section, which should be relatively quick, I'm assuming.
Yep. super quick for me.
Mm-hmm.
May 1st. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, as for me, just a couple of things to point out, and that's earlier today or yesterday, depending on when this podcast goes up. It might not be up till Wednesday night going into Thursday, but I have put out a brand new Let's Experience as a special on April 1st, and that's Let's Experience Goat Simulator.
Yes, I gotta watch it.
It's
You gotta watch it.
fucking insane. Just, I don't know, I was speechless at a few points, just laughing my ass off at others. The game is just so fucking random. At one point, I had the goat wheeling a hatchet around, hitting people with it.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Just a fun game. The other thing I'll promote is last week, and probably by now the second episode has gone up, of Lord X versus Cloudberry Kingdom. And last but not least, coming soon, I'm not sure when, it'll really depend on when I get the time to record, maybe the weekend. But I'm going to try and do my very first game review for Infamous Second Son at some point. Don't expect much. And
Wow.
that pretty much does it for my shameless self-promotion. I'm assuming you're watching Goat Simulator?
No, I'm not watching it yet. I was reading the whole quote of the controversy that we talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta watch that. I did watch the Fez one, and that's what got me to buy the PS4, Vita, PS3 version.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Philfish.
Yeah, you're welcome, fish. But yeah, I gotta check out the Goat one. I gotta check out Cloudberry Kingdom. Like sometimes it's weird. It doesn't show up on like my YouTube feed when I go to like subscriptions. I've noticed that lately. Like there's people that I watch that it'll just like it'll be like weeks later, and I'll get the itch to check out their channel, and I'm like, what? They uploaded the video, and it just Goat Simulator Goat Simulator review. Hold up, I'm clicking on this. This is great.
Anyways, that does it for the shameless self-promotion this week. Guys, if you have questions and comments for future podcasts, please give us some questions.
God damn it, give us some questions already.
I'm not sure if we got any from the last podcast. It has been a while. That's a couple before. That's before that. Let's see, one comment. And that was my own for when I published it. Okay, so we got no comments and questions last week. So give us your idea of what you think about Facebook buying Oculus Rift. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Ninja Turtles movie or the Hercules movie? Have you been like Isreal and watching Total Divas for whatever fucking reason? So that's pretty much it. So Isreal, would you like to do us the honors and take us out?
So as always, appreciate you guys checking out the show. As Lord X said, please leave us some questions, some comments, some concerns, so we could actually do a feedback section. Because every week it seems like nobody wants to, comment. Just if you listen to 2 minutes of the show, give us a comment. I don't care what it is. Just leave something. Even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, the whole show, leave us a comment.
Indeed.
And check us out hopefully next week or whatever week we're able to record. And yep, that's about it.
Bye, everybody.
Peace.
And remember, Facebook, we're open to be bought for $2 billion as well.